So the 1,200 stimulus check was a nice start, but it's not quite enough. Let's talk about this. Alright, this is Scott Action Jackson here, back for Action Talk, and I'm here to talk about something that'll be helpful on many levels for not just me, you, and probably a lot of people here in the US. So for those who got the stimulus check thing for 1,200, at this point we should say the first one, cause there's talk about another possible one coming. But for those who got this first payment, congrats. It's going to help out for a short run. For those still waiting on it, hopefully it'll kick in for you real soon. There's a bill in place to have an emergency. It's called the Emergency Money for the People's Act, or People Act. And this is supposed to give supposedly $2,000 every month until everything is cleared out with the pandemic. Now, I got a couple sources about this by way of Forbes. I'm going to try and bring it up here. But the one question is, even if this bill passes, will it be enough to save our economy? I believe it will help, but it won't help on its own. Because there are cases where you need more than just money to help save the economy. Okay, so the second stimulus check proposal, the Emergency Money for the People Act, would provide Americans over the age of 16 with a $2,000 monthly check for up to 12 months. Up to. Now, they're not saying that this whole thing will last a full year, but the fact that you could get this much every month for almost a year would be a great thing, especially for those people who have no job now because of this pandemic. It'd be great. It would be very, very helpful. Now, what they have listed is different in 4 key ways. It would provide each taxpayer with a larger stimulus payment. $2,000 versus the first 1,200 we first got. Now, the payments would last what they have down as 6 to 12 months, which is a lot better than just a one-time 1,200 thing. It would provide individuals over the age of 16 with the payment. Even if someone else can claim them as dependent, the CARES Act provided stimulus checks to anyone age 17 and over who would be claimed as dependent. So, I'm not too sure how I feel about this part. I mean, I'm guessing take into account those who are 16, who do have jobs, who are starting their jobs, and stuff like that. Now, I know I'm not smart enough to know a whole lot of this stuff, okay? Now, knowing some people that age 16 to 17 to maybe even 18, they're going to be in like 2 different boats. They're either going to be blowing it on something random, or they're going to be smart about it. It just depends. Depends on the person. Now, they claim that they would offer more payment options. It would include direct deposit, check, prepaid debit card, mobile money platforms such as Venmo, Zelle, or PayPal. Okay, as outlined in the proposed legislation, taxpayers would be eligible for $2,000 monthly stimulus check if they meet the following requirements. Individuals age 16 and older who earn less than $130,000 annually. I think I might count that. Married couples earning less than $260,000 would be eligible for $4,000 per month. Married couples. Qualifying taxpayers would receive an additional $500 per child for up to 3 children. So possibly 1,500 more. Let's see. High school students, college students, and adults with disabilities would be eligible for the stimulus payment if they can be claimed as dependent on other taxpayers' return. They would receive stimulus payment, and their parent or guardian would be eligible to receive the $500 dependent credit. Eligibility would extend to those who had no earnings or are unemployed. Okay. That's nice. That's a nice thing right there. Because even I know that there's some people that are still unemployed, not only because of this pandemic, but just prior to it. And if they did, like on the next one says, eligibility would be based on the 2018-2019 tax returns. Guess what? You might be able to get this. If this bill passes, in the government, a bill can take a while. Because this is a proposed bill. It has not been voted into law. That might take a while. Most of us hope it doesn't. Now, this bill, if approved, could provide a lift that many Americans desperately need on many occasions. I know me, myself, if I actually found out that I was getting this, I would try to have it into a savings that can grow interest. Or at least maybe half at first and then a quarter of it later, and just keep that quarter going as much as possible. Now I know a lot of people, if this bill passes, like this said here on this article, it'll help many Americans. And many people who read about this secondary stimulus thing. It's like, it's better to have middle class people get this money than those others, the higher up people, the big budget, the millionaires and stuff. It's like, you do have a point. I mean, it would be great to get this in the hands of the people who actually need it over those who already have billions of dollars. But this has just been my opinion on this. I would hope that this passes, and I do mean that really fast, because we all know the initial 1,200 that we got won't last as long as people think. So I don't know why they only cleared that first 1,200. So go and give your opinions down below if this Emergency Money for the People Act, if you think this will actually help the economy or make it worse. Because I believe it will help, but we will still need more, not more money, but like more effort and more other stuff in order to recover to where we need to be.